Hey guys, welcome back. Today is such a warm day. In fact, this whole week we're going to be in the mid 90s and above. And I don't even know how hot it is today, but it's too hot to be out here and to be doing anything in the garden. So I thought it was a perfect day to play with flowers. In fact, we are actually making an arrangement together for a very special friend, Francoise Weeks, and she is amazing. I don't even know how to start describing her. She is just one of the most creative people in our industry. She is so artistic. She's an author. She's an educator. She's incredible. I actually met Francoise last year, or I think I was actually this year in January. I took a course of hers in her studio here in Portland, and I immediately clicked with her. I just loved everything she was saying. She was just so wonderful and shared so much of her knowledge, and she has a beautiful book that I'll make sure to link down below. And we stay connected afterwards because I just felt like a kindred spirit. The class that I attended that she was teaching was making headpieces, and I learned so much from her. We were actually going to do a garden tour in her garden in the springtime, and we kept messaging each other back and forth, and our schedules didn't align, which was a bummer because I really want to see her garden in the springtime. I hear it's beautiful. So hopefully we'll get to do that this spring. But during her course, I promised her that I would bring her some flowers from our garden. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I did ask her, what is her color palette? What is she like? And she said she loves jewel tones. And I thought, okay, challenge accepted. I usually stay more in the peachy pink camp of things. So playing with jewel tones, I think, is definitely an opportunity for me to get creative and really stretch my skills. So I'm very excited about that. I've already harvested some beautiful flowers that we're going to look at together. From everything that's from our garden, which I'm very happy about. And then we are going down to a garden center to pick up a container for Sergey's lemon tree. Now, Sergey loves his lemon tree. He had one for I think 3 or 4 years, and it finally was like kaput. And so he got a new one this year and he's been babying it, but I promised him I would buy him a container and I just haven't had the opportunity to do so. So hopefully we can find something for his new lemon tree. That way we can put it out in the garden and we can start enjoying it. So this is his little lemon tree and it's got really beautiful branching. He absolutely loves it. And when he bought it, it was loaded with fruit and he removed every single one of them because he wanted to just concentrate on the branching and the development of the tree and not so much the fruit this year. And it was a little bit hard to see him pulling everything off. I was like, no, but he has a point. When you have young trees like this, it's always best to remove the fruit the first year, sometimes even the second year, just to allow the tree to really develop and form these really nice, strong branches. All right, and for our flowers, this is what I've picked so far from the garden. We have some beautiful celosia. I have some lemon basil. We have an assortment of dahlias. We have some amaranth. We also have some scabiosa, some straw flower. We have some zinnias throughout here. I also harvested some of our hops. Yes?
You need my help?
Nope. I'm just making the arrangement. I'm showing everybody what I picked.
You need to do it better?
No. You guys hear Sergey? It's like, do you want me to do it better? Yeah, come on camera, do it.
I prefer to be behind the scenes. I do my best work in the shadows.
In the shadows, you're funny. Wait, hold on. And then I actually want to ask you something about your container. I just want to know what size before I leave. Let me know what size you want. Because we don't want to go too big, but we don't want to go too small.
I would rather have it be a little smaller.
Okay.
I want the beautiful aesthetic that you see in magazines, you know? But obviously the lemon is tiny.
Yeah.
I would say kind of like my...
persimmon.
That width,
okay.
Just half the height.
Okay. You're not mic'd up, so it's hard for everybody to hear you. Anyways, he wants something like his persimmon container, and we'll find it. It's okay. I won't let you down. He's shaking his head. And then lastly, we have the seed pods from our one of our penstemons in the landscape. Now, if you know anything about Francoise, she is the queen of seed pods, texture, interesting things. And so I was trying to look for things in our garden that have character. I think she'll definitely love the hops. I think she'll actually really appreciate these seed pods here from the penstemon. We also have some on our hostas that we can pull from. I just want to make sure that there's a lot of interest for her to look at and not just flowers. And then this is the vessel I'm going to be using today. I'm actually running really low on containers. This is actually a little planter from, I think, Where did I get this? I can't remember. I think IKEA maybe. So I have water, we have our chicken wire, and then I also have some floral tape. So everything is nice and secure as far as our mechanics. So I think what we'll do is just set up and start putting all of these beautiful flowers together. So I harvested everything earlier this morning. So you want to make sure that when you're making an arrangement that you allow your flowers to hydrate for at least a half hour. So we picked these, gosh, early this morning before it started to really warm up. And I think what I want to do is create kind of a posy arrangement, something a little bit lower, but I'm just trying to think about the shape. Maybe we'll go with our triangle shape that we usually start out with. And then we'll see where it takes us. We might need to maybe get a few more things out there. I'm thinking crabapple might be good. So let's see, but let's start out with our amaranth here. Oh yeah, this one. Look at that cool shape. I love when flowers grow like this just because it adds so much interest. And so this will definitely be, let's see, do we want it this way or this way? Maybe this way. There. It's a little tall. Let's just lay everything out. And then we'll do this one out here. I'm just going to edit some of these bigger leaves out just because we don't want them to be the focus, but I will leave some on. We can always edit anything out. Go a little bit shorter. Right there. All right, that looks good. Let's go in with a few more pieces of the amaranth. We could start cutting these down a bit. I'm just adding a little bit of bulk now to the arrangement. Okay, and then I think we'll come in with our basil, like a supporting filler. The fun thing about arranging with basil is it just has the most beautiful scent. And the basil will perk up a bit. It's just a little bit floppy. So we're just coming in with some of those seed pods from our penstemon. Penstemon? I always mispronounce that one. Penstemon. All right, let's come in with some of our flowers here. That is such a beautiful color right there. Holy moly. And now we don't want to go too tall. Let's see. I do want this to kind of be front and center here. In terms of dahlias, I don't grow too many jewel tones, but I feel like I have to now. I think I'm falling in love with this. All right, so she will just sort of set the stage. I think we need to go shorter though. Let's go, well, actually, let's do this. Can come front and center right here. Oh, but look at how fun that is. Do you see how it just has this little side kick right there? Let's see. Could probably just put her right here in the front. You in the center down. Okay. Tuck you in over here. I have a couple of really pretty Lysianthus that I might just try to tuck in here, kind of something a little bit lower. See how this goes. These look a little bit more antique-y, but I think it can work. Okay, let's come in with some straw flower and just see what they do. Okay, it's too tall. Let's see. Sometimes I forget to talk through this just because I'm trying to think this through. Other times I talk too much. Today I feel like I'm being kind of quiet. This is so pretty. I'm loving this color palette. Okay, let's see, what else do we want to do? Where are my zinnias? How about you? You look good. Let's tuck you in just down here. That looks pretty. We need something in the back here. Let's add a little bit more flower power back here. Now it's interesting because this leaf, I think it looks good. However, if I bring it down, it kind of opens it up a bit. Do you see? But I don't know. I like the veining on it. I might just leave it. Oh gosh, that's a hard one. No, I think we need to remove it. Here we go. Yeah. That really just allows you to see a little bit further back to the flowers. And I think that's more interesting. Okay. Let's go in with some celosia back there where we've opened it up. Let's try that again. That one broke. So I'm just adding some airy accents. This is where you can get real fun. Just adding those things that sway and that make you want to touch the bouquet. I'm also going to tuck in some of our spent scabiosa because I think that's an interesting texture. And so we'll just sort of add those throughout here. And they're not going to be a focal piece, but it's something interesting for our eyes to look at, right? And so we just want to create those little interesting moments in these types of arrangements that will get people excited. They want to come up to it. They want to touch it. They want to see it. It's almost like making an arrangement interactive in a way. So I'm just going to tuck some of those little bits around. All right, now let's see if we're going to use the hops. Let's see if this goes with our arrangement. Let me get a couple more pieces of hops because I think that actually looks really, really beautiful. Yeah, do you see how beautiful that looks? Just kind of draping over. Oh, that's so good. I love little details like that. I think she will too. I think it would just be so fun to use like a big piece like this, maybe on a different arrangement, but just have it really be dramatic and spill over. Do you know what I mean? But we should have, if that was the way we were going, we should have added in earlier because now we'll just get lost. But let's see if we can do something if we remove all of the leaves. And that's the thing when I make arrangements. I never really have a plan. And I have to be kind of in the mood for it. Like the other day, my mom was like, can you make me an arrangement? And I was like, I can cut you flowers. And I always like making arrangements. But to do like a full-on arrangement, it just, you know, you have to kind of be in that creative space. But I'll tell you what, I can do it every day. Every day. I could play with flowers like this. Okay, so I feel like this is the back. that I'm showing you. So what I'm looking at is the front, and I'm thinking we can be sneaky and do something over here with it. Let's go angle it a little bit higher. There we go. And now I'm just going to edit and make sure that our mechanics are nice and hidden. I don't want to see the tape anywhere. Have some loose flowers here. Just want to make sure that everything is in contact with the water. I'm going to make one little switch. This dahlia here has a little bit more browning on it than I would like. So I'm going to cut that out. I don't want to try to pull it out because it might move some of our other flowers, and I'll come in with a new one and tuck it in over there in its place. Okay. Come on, my honeys. Let me get in there. All right, so we sort of deviated from the posy shape that I was going for, but that's okay because I love the way this turned out. I hope that she likes all of these jewel tones. I hope I fit the assignment, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I love it. I mean, I don't typically go this dark, but I love jewel tones. And I think jewel tones are becoming so popular in our gardens right now that I'm really loving this color palette right here. So here is the front of the arrangement, but depending on where she wants to display it, I made sure to have interest and make it beautiful all the way around. Now this side is a little bit taller and the shape of it is a little bit different, so she can display it however she wants. However, my focal flowers in terms of the dahlias that I wanted to kind of be the focal look for this arrangement are in the front here. So there it is. And I think this is Bloomquest. What is this dahlia? Bloomquest York? Bloomquest. I forget the name, but I'll make sure to pop it up on the screen. But I wanted that to kind of be the mood for the arrangement. So now we go deliver it to her. Okay, guys, I just got to her house and just look at how pretty her garden is. Oh, these will be fun to arrange with. I'm using my phone, so the audio might be a little bit off. It's just hard to carry everything. But there she is. I think she's in the back. She might see me. Let's see if she'll come out. How are you? Good. Came out really big. I didn't know if you had a class today.
No, we have a big fashion. I have a big fashion show on Saturday.
You do? So, okay. I can't show you what she's working on, but her studio is magical, and the flowers fit right in, so it's perfect. All right. Well, today is not going as planned. I feel really awful because I promised Sergey I would go shopping for his container, but by the time we got to Francois, talked for a bit, looked at her studio. I really wanted to show you guys all of the beautiful headpieces she's working on, but it's for a fashion show that's happening, I think later this week maybe. And so I didn't want to reveal anything. And of course, you know, she didn't want to reveal anything, but it was incredible. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'll make sure to link her social media down below if you guys want to follow along and see what she does. But anyways, she loved the flowers. The first thing she said, you have hops. And I said, I do. And so I am going to be bringing her hops because she loves them, and for good reason. They're such a fun vine to play with. So I'm going to bring her some more hops at some point. And because it's been so hot, I decided to come out to our little secret garden here at my work. And I needed to water before tomorrow just because it was so hot today and I felt bad. I was like, these things are probably getting a little bit scorched. So I thought I would just give you a quick look at how things are doing right now. So if I were to describe this garden in one word, it would be abundance. Because there's so much beautiful things going on. I did come in and cut back a lot of our basil. I think, I'll see if Sergey took a picture, but we had huge bundles of the basil. So I think there's still more of the Thai basil coming in, but I cut back pretty hard, all of the basil here, and we've just been enjoying it so much. I've been actually using them in arrangements and also to just make with our tomato salads. Now, the one thing that's happening, which I should have caught sooner, is our zinnias do have powdery mildew over here, and I think it came from, which ones? There was one that I planted in here that I didn't start from seed and it looked like it had powdery mildew. So I'm not worried. I'm gonna strip off some of these leaves and then I will just come in here and spray and it'll be perfectly fine. But the flowers, the herbs are doing fantastic. The only area of help that I need are peppers, and I think it's because they didn't get enough sun. So lesson learned. But the zinnias, I mean, come on, they look fantastic, and so do the tomatoes, and so do the dahlias. They're coming in pretty good. And actually the other day I was here, what was I doing here? I can't remember, but I was here the other day and I saw little frogs. So there's little tree frogs in our garden. I'll pop up a picture for you guys to see. But overall, I am so pleased at how everything is looking. And it's just so abundant with flowers and all of the good stuff, which is just wild to me how a little 4x8 bed, look at all of the things you can grow. I mean, it's pretty incredible if you ask me. So like I mentioned, I will just strip these off like this and get rid of them. And then we'll spray in the next day or two, just to make sure it doesn't become a bigger issue. But these things happen. I knew it was going to happen. I should have sprayed earlier when I saw it on those other zinnias that I brought in. But, you know, you live and you learn. It's okay. I just don't want it to spread to the dahlias. I'll probably go ahead and harvest some of our scabiosa here too, just because they get kind of top heavy. So if you don't stay on top of it, see how they start to lean a bit. So I'll just come in here and just chop these down, and then I'll take them home and enjoy them and use them in bouquets for this week. So those look good too. And of course the herbs, oh, they've just been doing so great. We've been harvesting so many herbs from this garden. It's been incredible. And the tomatoes too, look at how thick their stalks are. That's incredible. So I'll probably harvest some of these as well while we're here. But what a blessing to be able to have all of these great things growing that you started with your own hands. And now you get to see it like this. It makes me happy every time. Anyways, I am going to water and harvest some things before it gets too dark, and we'll go back out and buy Sergey's container another day. I feel so bad because he was really looking forward to it, but we'll make it up to him. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye-bye. Okay, that's my harvest, and it looks a lot better.